Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sam Kackman, and today we're going to be going over the Karvonen Formula. So in order to utilize the Karvonen Formula, we're going to have to get a client's resting heart rate. So I'm going to have my client step up. So the way that you get a resting heart rate is you can utilize one, a heart rate monitor, two, a smartwatch, such as the one that he has here, or the other method is by taking the individual's wrist and counting the amount of beats that you feel it up to 60 seconds utilizing the radial artery. So right here, I'm going to find my time. I'm going to go. Okay, thank you. So I counted 35 beats within a 30-second span, and it's a quicker way, so I will multiply 35 times 2, which will give me a resting heart rate of 70 beats per minute. So we got our client's resting heart rate. So our client's resting heart rate is going to be 70 beats per minute. That's our resting heart rate. But when it comes to the Karvonen method, we're going to also need our maximum heart rate. So when it comes to getting a maximum heart rate, it's going to be 220 minus the individual's age. So with my client, he is 25 years old. So we're going to have 220 minus 25 for age. Okay, so 220 minus 25 is going to give us 195 beats per minute. Next, the Karvonen formula is utilizing the target heart rate. So, target heart rate. And the formula for that, okay, the formula is going to be your maximum heart rate minus your resting heart rate, also known as your heart rate reserve. Then you're going to add, or you're going to multiply this times the intensity in which you're working out. And then you're going to add resting heart rate again. So target heart rate equals maximum heart rate minus resting heart rate, which is known as heart rate reserve, times the intensity plus the resting heart rate. So let's get all of our numbers really quick. So again, we said my client, so age 25, resting heart rate 70 beats per minute, and his MHR is 195. So for the different types of intensities we're going to go with, we're going to use 50%. Okay, 50% is your recovery. And we're going to have 60%, which is your moderate. Also your endurance threshold. And then we like to push the limit when it comes to Marines and sailors. So we're going to have an intensity level of 80%, this is pretty much your aerobic or your max threshold. So the math when it comes to 50% is going to be, so 195 minus 70, which will give us 125, times 0.5, which is your 50% intensity. That will give us 62.5 plus 70, okay, their resting heart rate, which will give us 132.5 beats per minute. So the reason that this is important is we know that if we want to be in our recovery when we're moving, we know that in the area of 132 beats per minute, that's we're using a 50% intensity level. So again, we're going to take this is our heart rate. So 195 minus 70, which again will give us 125. This time times 60 or 0.6, which will give us 75. Okay, now 75 plus 70 is going to give us 145 beats per minute. And again, the 70 or the 60% is an endurance. So any type of endurance intensity is like a medium, like an average type walk or jog. And our last one is going to be 80%. Same thing all over again. So, heart rate reserve, so that's going to be 195 minus 70 gives us 125 times 0.8 for our intensity level. Okay, so this comes out to 100 plus resting heart rate, which is 70, will give us 170 beats per minute. And again, this is utilizing 80%, which is an aerobic or your maximum threshold. And this is how you use the Karvonen formula in order to find your target heart rate. Target heart rate, again, being your maximum heart rate minus your resting heart rate, okay, times your intensity level plus your resting heart rate. Thank you for your time.